we're going to wrap up today's show, guys. But first, we have a final segment here that we want to talk with you about, and Keith is excited about it. He kept wanting to talk about this thing, and I'm going to let him get into this. But I'm excited too because I keep bringing them up like they're out there like crazy, and they're not. I think I might be just seeing prototypes or maybe one-offs or I don't know.
You're talking about Fisker.
I am.
Okay. Now, this is an interesting story, and if you have a few minutes, don't do it now. Finish watching this segment and listening to the podcast. But after that, everybody, go check out Fisker. Look at the wiki page on Fisker. It's interesting. Mm-hmm. Fisker, in many ways, was pre-Tesla. I have seen in person a Fisker from a pre-Tesla era that had solar cells on its rooftop. No, kind of like just while it's parked. It was a Karma, I think.
Okay.
It was an original, I think.
Like, were you in California when you saw it?
No, I was here. I was here at a car show. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
I mean,
car show.
I don't know where it came from, but it was here in the middle of the country. Right. And it was just the kind of thing that, while it's parked, it gives you a little bit of charge in the daytime back on your batteries because it was an EV, but it was, again, pre-Tesla. So Henrik Fisker is he's still around, is the designer. And he's got a really keen eye for, the car is impressive to see in person. It's a beautiful automobile. Now, this isn't the first time that, they're making a comeback. And that's part of what I was encouraging to go check out, read their history, because it's been a lot of ups and downs. They announced the Ocean roughly about a year ago. We broke the news here on the Counter Show, and that's going to be probably in production before this one, but we think they're going to do... in fact, Henrik himself tweeted it, and then his company apologized, and he had to take it down.
Right. Yeah.
This is why I like Twitter, everybody. We're at the Counter Show on Twitter if you're
He and Elon just keep you on your... You're like, well, here you go. Oh, no, let me take that back. Yeah, it's one of those things.
So the Fisker Ocean is an SUV. They've shown pictures of that. You can go see it on our channel. Just search for it, or you can go to their site and look at it. The Alaska looks like it's going to be a truck.
Right.
An electric pickup truck.
Yes.
Well, gosh, Jay, nobody's getting into the electric truck game, are they?
No, they're not. I mean, we've this will be the second one we've spoken of.
On this podcast alone.
Yeah.
That we've broken news of 2 more EV pickup truck manufacturers that aren't Lordstown getting into the game.
This one, however, is more. It's a little different,
which I would expect from him.
Right, and it kind of falls into the class, in my opinion, as not based on size, but its utilitarian ability. Mm-hmm. Is not. It doesn't appear that that's what he is going for here. He says, Henrik Fisker says that he intends it to be more of a lifestyle-oriented electric pickup truck. So that reminds me much more of, like, say, what the Hyundai Santa Cruz.
Ah, yes.
Or like the Ford Maverick, which are intended for people who need it to kind of work into their lifestyle because they may be hauling stuff. They have to haul stuff, little stuff here that is part of their lifestyle. Not a pickup truck like an F-250 or an F-150 where you're hauling trailers and that sort of stuff.
Yeah, think like Honda Ridgeline. Like, you've got a truck bed. Jay's dying over there. You've got that bed to haul overpriced lumber home from Lowe's and Home Depot. If you need to build a doghouse or whatever. Right. But you're not going to be towing an Airstream with it. Probably.
Or just pull out the old Suzuki Samurai. You'll be fine.
Yeah, there you go. Right. Yeah. with the 9-foot treated lumber poles hanging 7 feet out the back.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
Heck, the front end of the Samurai will be like, you'd be
the poles are longer than the wheelbase of the vehicle. Yeah.
Right.
Look, man, I think that if you're Fisker, this is a smart move. Again, we just talked about it on this podcast with VW doing the same thing. Fisker's doing it too. SUV, luxury SUV, along with a pickup truck to kind of match your needs.
Well, I'm gonna add one other angle here. Okay. So right now, and this could change, but everybody's talking about it because apparently we've all become our parents, just like that insurance commercial, right?
Right.
You know, have you seen that one where they're
I love it. I absolutely
they're
love
like,
it.
well, at least we park close. So what time do you want to leave? Third quarter? And they're like, we're not even in the stadium yet. Can we stop talking about when we're going to leave?
Can we stop talking? Right. Yeah. Exactly.
So, price of gas. All our parents talk about price of gas, right? It's a big. We're all talking about price of gas right now. It's a big deal. It's expensive. Mm-hmm. Trust me. Take it from the guy that just ordered a diesel pusher motorhome. I am very aware of the price of a gallon of fuel.
And to put that in perspective, $62 to fill up my Mini Cooper.
Yeah. What do you think it's going to cost me for 100 and plus gallons of diesel?
Oh, it's
unbelievable. It's going to be painful. Yeah.
It's pretty bad. Yeah.
So here's my point. If that continues, people here in the United States like big vehicles. They like their trucks.
Mm-hmm.
Sales data backs that up.
Yep.
You want a truck, but you don't want to pay the high price of fuel. Go buy an electric truck.
There you go.
This could be a major turning point in the automotive industry in terms of EV sales starting to take a stronger foothold, a higher percentage of total vehicle sales because of the price of fuel. We're not in a recession. The economy's good, but gas prices are high. So people will still buy vehicles, but they may go towards a vehicle with a lower cost of ownership.
Yeah. And that's exactly what people will do. And everybody is positioning themselves to take a part of that market. And, I think that, you've got Rivian that's out there, yes, and they were first, but I still think Ford is well poised with that F-150 because remember what Side Shot and I said.
Yeah. Yeah.
It is the only truck
out
of the group that looks like a truck.
Yep. And you also have to factor in, let's say I'm in the market for an electric truck today. Like, I'm going to go buy one in the next month. I've decided, let's say my old truck died or whatever, right? I'm probably not going to get a Rivian this year.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to wait on that from a production standpoint.
Right.
There is a chance, I would say of the two, that F-150 Lightning could be in my driveway sooner than a Rivian.
Right. Well, let me say this. My wife grew up in a Scout.
Okay.
When the Bronco came back, she liked them. She thought they were cool.
Yeah.
But she kept saying, yeah, you know how, she goes, I always thought the Broncos kind of like looked a little bit like the Scout. I said, well, they were designed, developed to compete with the Scout.
On purpose, right?
That was what it was for. She goes, yeah, but there was just something about the Scout. I always liked the Scout. Yeah. So I want you guys to pencil that on your calendar in 2 years when Jay's driving a Scout because my wife has this thing pulling at her heartstrings because her grandfather used to own one.
It's hard to say what the economic climate's going to be in 2 years. I mean, nobody, actually, I do have a crystal ball, but, limited use.
If you'd like to watch the crystal ball episode, you can go over to youtube.com/Parts County Gurus, and you'll find that episode where we use the crystal ball.
Yeah, but I think if things continue and all indications point to gas fuel prices in general being high for a while, the electric movement is going to take off.
Yeah, I think so.
Just because it's cheaper. It's not going to have anything to do with economic stuff. I mean, with the climate. Sorry.
Yeah.
It's going to have everything to do with just people's wallets, with economic. Right.
Absolutely. Yeah, and I think from a generational standpoint that you have this generation of buyers, which are the 25 to 40 something. Those are your key buyers right now. I think that they're more open to an electric vehicle over say, someone in my age group or older.
More people are working remotely, or they're doing some sort of hybrid work where they don't go into work as often. You have more time to charge your vehicle. It's less of a factor. I think the circumstances are determining what people are going to buy over the next 2 years.
Yeah, and I think that Dylan said it best. The times, they are changing.
Dude, would you have imagined, I mean, let's say, Jay, that I jumped in my DeLorean and went back about 2.5, 3 years. Let's go 4 years, okay? And I showed up to us, and I said, you guys are going to start a podcast. You're going to have a media platform. You're going to be, automotive-based. And, oh, by the way, you're going to spend a tremendous amount of your time discussing electrified vehicles at that point because they will be such a huge percentage of market share or advertising or news cycles. Would you have went, that dude's on some sort of, he's altered, he's medicated?
I would have probably said, I know it's going to be coming, but that's a way, way long way in our future before it'll be like that. Yes, I would have looked at it in that way, knowing that the technology is available and that we've been pushing towards that. But no, 4 years ago, had you asked me and told me that this is where we would be in our podcast talking about this so much, no, I would have never thought that it would be this heavy. And again, folks, we say this with grace and humbleness for the opportunity to be able to do this on a weekly basis. We love this industry. We love the automotive industry, but the industry is changing, and that's not our fault. We just want to talk about how the industry is shaping, and it's basically shape-shifting right in front of your eyes, man. It really is. And if SEMA is not an indication of where these things are going, I think that there is a relationship to the EV market and the big three, or the big two at least, GM and Ford pulling out. I think there is some relationship to that. So what that underlying piece of information is yet, we just haven't quite pinpointed it, but I think we will find out and we'll let you know. Wouldn't you say?
I'd say we'll find out in person. I mean, you just make sure you're subscribed, and when the show happens, we're there, and you'll get all the information firsthand.